So right now you can take this. I will have a chair. So no problem. I don't need a chair. Before we proceed, to give a warm welcome to our guest or co-panelist, I request our botany department student, Mr. Vedi, to present a bouquet first to Sri Kumar Surenarayan to welcome him. I request my student, Mr. Pradeep Sarvukadam, to present the bouquet to Dr. Satyanarayana of Delhi University. I request Mr. Vedi to present a bouquet to Dr. Deshmukh of the Energy Research Institute. Dr. Anuj Goyal from Biocon, I request Mr. Vedi to felicitate him by offering a bouquet. Dr. Mrs. Indrila Dasgupta, probably this is your first visit to Goa. We welcome you heartily by offering a bouquet. And please do visit Goa again. I request Vedi to welcome Dr. Kumar. And finally, our own person, Dr. Sangam Kurade, one of the largest mushroom producers of India, who has got a national award for the same. Please give him a big hand. And I now entrust the next part, that is to give welcome remarks on behalf of one of the oldest trade and commerce organization in India and Asia, that is Goa Chamber of Commerce and Industries, which has completed more than a century. He is a very active person in economic and industrial advocacy and the right person today to be here as we await the arrival of Chairman EDC and local MLA Mr. Siddharth Mungaikar. I will be accompanying this function. So I request Dr. Sangam Kurade to give a few marks about the chamber as well as to proceed with the function.
Good morning to you all, and I'd like to welcome on behalf of Goa Chamber of Commerce and Industry our honors and distinguished panelists, Dr. Surenarayan, Dr. Dasgupta, Dr. Goyal, members from TERI, sorry for the and honorable distinguished delegates on the dais as well as across the dais. At the outset, as I don't know how many of you know, that Goa Chamber is one of the oldest Chamber of Commerce and Industry in India. We also have, this being an old building, we also have a huge 5-floor structure in the industrial belt, building which we call our own, where a lot of incubation we do, especially in IT, a lot of incubators are created from time to time. So we have a full-fledged building there too. The area of concern that you people have come to all the way to Goa is perhaps very few people may be interested because it's a niche area. When you tell, say, Asian mycological, for a common man, what is mycological? It's basically a fungus. The role of fungus in assisting in food, in pharma. Though I think essentially the whole discussions have been more towards pharma, if I'm not mistaken, in the last couple of days. The interactions have been held since I think 7th, 8th, on today's what, 9th, 10th, because I was in Delhi today, yesterday. Was it?
Yes,
but they started from 8th, from 7th, so last 3 days, and today is the last day. It's a niche area, but a very pertinent area. One of the shining lights of biotechnology in India, which Biocon has been there. I mean, the whole foundation has been laid on research and development. I believe Nova Enzymes, they are the leaders across Europe. I'm a food person, so I know their food flavors and food enzymes are the #1 in the world. So, having said that, the area of concern is one of the foremost, and it's a very niche area. So I find less people, but I hope it's more specific and more of a round table. It's thinking of ideas, any ideas or any thought process. And we cannot just think of the context of Goa, because it's a global conference, which we in Goa we had the privilege of having. The earlier conference, I don't know if it's biannual or was held in Beijing. Was it a biannual event?
Beijing.
Asian Mycology Conference in Beijing. Yeah, but that's the last one that was held, I think, 2 years back. Now Goa had the privilege of having one. I hope the panelists will share what exact experiences you had as far as not just the R&D, but the R&D can be applicable to the industry. And of course, industry, when you say industry, people look at quick gains. Most of you are already into the industrial phase of your careers, so the quick returns, and you cannot have quick returns. It's a long-term gestation. So if there are technologies, there are thought processes evolving in the medium, short or long term, it will be most beneficial if you can share them with us. I personally would be most interested in knowing. Just a little while back, they were talking about perhaps utilization of mushroom biomass in research or whatever products that can perhaps come out of it. The talk of using shells from prawns, or even I know little crabs also have their chitin and other enzymes and polysaccharides can be extracted, and they are being extracted across the globe. So I think, having said that, such an interaction is the most important one, because we, as a scientist, unless it comes to a head, unless the research comes to a head, unless there is results which come out of the head into a business format, the value, it just gets hidden in the piles of data which is sitting across, which maybe after 50 years or 100 years somebody may access. I remember my research for my PhD was basically on utilizing of food colors in foods and the packaging around it. I got a patent on that, but then and I got into business after that, so much for that. But using the research, if it's not me, somebody else must be using it. Somebody else uses that research, if not now, down the road. That's why researches are published. And now the catalog systems also have changed. In my time, we used to actually physically go into the library and pick up the papers and scroll through all the researchers, and always it used to be so-and-so, et al., and then the year. That's how every source used to be published in the research papers. Nowadays things have changed, and industry is always looking for opportunities. Industry, Goa, I don't know how many of you know, that is a hub of all the leading pharmaceuticals. I think 35 or 38 of the global pharmaceuticals are there in Goa itself. You name it, they're all here in Goa. Goa also has this unique blend of food. It doesn't have a raw material processing facility. Raw materials are very hard to come by in Goa. Even Goans themselves don't have a raw material. They themselves get fruits and vegetables from across the border. But Goa, I believe, there can be a unique hub which can connect Maharashtra and Karnataka across the board, from logistically and otherwise. Goa could be a processing hub from all the natural resources which are there in South Maharashtra and North Karnataka, and Goa could be the processing hub from there. It could be exported or processed. We got a international brand of Nestle. People think, why Nestle has set up a plant of